Hey, everyone. Looks like we are live. Just want to make sure we are live and we are well. Hey, everyone. Welcome. I'm going to pop on to YouTube. Please grant access to go live. Okay. So it doesn't look like I can go live on YouTube. So it's just me and you today, Instagram. So listen, I wanted to pop on in and just talk a little bit about this word disruption, right? Disruption. When we think about the word disruption, by definition, it means radical change. It means disturbance or problems that impede or interrupt progress or interrupts events or activities, right? Welcome to all those who are joining us on Instagram. Welcome to all those joining us on YouTube, and welcome to all those on Facebook. So if you see me looking around a little bit, I'm trying to get everybody into one place. So when we think about the word disruption means radical change, disturbance, or problems which interrupt events, progress, activities. It means to break a normal pattern, to stop a continuation of something. It also means something that prevents continuing as usual, or prevents something that means continuation as expected. It's like preventing it, it's hindering it, it's stopping it. Disruption. Listen, guys, when we think about what's happening in the economy, a lot of us feel as though it's disrupting our business, it's disrupting our life, it's disrupting this thing that we've built, right? Because there are some nuances or discomforts or change that's taking place that's impacting what's comfortable for us. Would you agree? Let me know. Facebook, YouTube, IG, let me know. Would you agree? I submit to you to say this: disruption actually leads to evolution, which actually leads to opportunity. Disruption leads to opportunity. Disruption is what moves our society forward. When disruption happens in the economy, when disruption happens in the marketplace, what it means is new industries, more different types of competition, new businesses, right? New markets, new technology, right? So I want to come on today just to ask you some questions. Although there is disruption taking place, right? How are you reading that disruption? When it comes to your business, especially those who are working a 9-to-5 job, right? Especially those who are working a 9-to-5 job and you are building your business on the side, or you work in someone else's small business as a contractor, freelancer, entrepreneur. When you think about this word disruption, how are you reading it? How are you being intentional about how you are going to show up in the marketplace because of this thing called disruption? Listen, you get to decide how you show up in this next season of your life. You get to show up and decide. You get to decide how you show up in this next phase of business for yourself. So how are you looking at what's happening right now? The disruption. How are you looking at it? How are you being intentional about it? In the disruption, whether you are an employee or an entrepreneur, you must make yourself invaluable and look for opportunities to disrupt, to be the disruptor, and look for new modes of thinking. I want to repeat that. For those who are in the back. When there is disruption, in the actual disruption itself, whether you are an entrepreneur or you work a full-time job, right? You must make yourself invaluable and look for opportunities to disrupt, to be the disruptor, or you will be disrupted. Sit on that for a moment, right? Sit on that for a moment. You must look for new modes of thinking, guys. You cannot continue doing what you did yesterday. What got you here today is not going to get you where you want to go tomorrow. What got you to where you were a year ago, 5 years ago, 6 months ago, is not going to sustain you for where you are right now. If you do not become the disruptor, you will be disrupted. I hope that makes sense. Think about what you currently have, what you currently have in your business. Think about where you are in business right now, what you currently have, and whether you can expand upon something within your existing offers and services and products and companies and businesses that doesn't really cost you anything to do, right? I want you to think just a little bit differently. Don't be disrupted. Look for opportunities for you to disrupt the status quo, your market and your services, your offers, your products, right? Be the disruption, but don't be disrupted. But that means you have to think about what you're currently doing right now in business, how you're doing it. Does it work? Does it not work? Are there areas that you can look into that won't even cost you a lot of anything to expand upon or to shift or to pivot just a little bit, right? I want you to learn, guys. I want you to learn how to read the tea leaves of disruption and learn how to pivot. I want you to learn how to read the tea leaves of disruption and learn how to shift and learn how to pivot. Listen, if you are working a 9-to-5 job and you are building this business on the side, or you are a entrepreneur who's in the business full time, but you're still working for someone else's small business as a contractor, freelancer, entrepreneur, creative, whatever it is, you need to understand as the businesses shift around you, because what's happening in the economy is not just a 9-to-5 thing, right? It's not just for the workforce, right? It impacts everyone, right? So I want you to understand how to read what's happening and be able to pivot and shift as necessary. Okay? Now, I don't want you to panic pivot. What is panic pivot? Just changing and moving with the wind. If the wind goes left, you a leaf that goes left. If the wind blows right, you're a leaf that blows right. I'm not telling you to just pivot and shift without having understanding of why you're doing it, right? So don't panic pivot. Don't just do it just to do it. Know what you're doing, right? Pay attention to what's happening. Look at what you currently have within the business and decide what needs to change and just do it, right? But don't do it out of panic. Don't do it because you're uncomfortable, okay? Be strategic, guys. Be strategic about how you spend and invest your time, resources, and money in what will move you and the business forward. Spend on what's going to make you money. Okay? Be strategic about how you spend your money, your resources, and your time. Pay attention to the things that you're spending your resources on and determine if what I'm spending this thing on is moving me forward in the vision and the goals I have for my business. Spend on what makes you money. Take action on what makes you money in your business. Spend time on what drives revenue in the business, right? Reevaluate what's in your planner, what's in your agenda, and what you're doing on a daily basis. How do we do that? How do we do that? Write this down. Simplify. Stop trying to do the most. Stop trying to do everything. Stop copying and pasting what everybody else is doing and calling it your own, because in many cases it doesn't even work for you, right? So simplify. If it's not driving revenue, if it's not creating leads, if it's not bringing money, stop. It's that simple. Simplify. Turn off the noise. I didn't say reduce. I didn't say lower the volume. Completely turn off the noise, which are distractions. Turn off the noise. Remove the distractions. This is how you're going to lighten your load. This is how you're going to lighten your load mentally and physically as you start pivoting and shifting within your business, so you are ahead of the curve with whatever happens, right? Be ahead of the curve of whatever happens. Protect your energy. Protect your energy. If there are things or people in your life that are consuming your energy and you feel drained after doing the thing, or you feel drained after talking to the person, or you feel drained after watching the news, turn it off, remove it. If someone calls you and they're an energy drainer, change their name on your phone, call them energy drainer, put the voicemail on and say, ring, ring, ring. Charlene is not here for the rest of the year, but I'll be right back on January 3rd. Just kidding. Do how you think is best. But the point is, protect your energy. Again, this is how we're going to lighten the load mentally and physically. This is how we are going to prepare ourselves for disruption. This is how we are going to be, right? This is how we are going to be the disruptor. This is how we're going to look for opportunities to disrupt and not be disrupted as things shift and change within the economy, within the market, so you are ahead of the curve. Okay? I'm throwing a lot at you because I want you to catch what I'm putting down. All right? Declutter your mind. Declutter your mind. Focus only on what matters. Keep the main thing the main thing. Focus on what drives revenue. Focus on what matters. But first, you have to know what matters. You have to know the goal, know the vision. It has to be plain. So define what matters in your business and focus on that thing. Revenue generating activities. What gets you to the curve or what gets you to the goal? What allows you to speed up your decision-making process, right? What allows you to make more money, serve greater, impact wider. If it's not doing those things, eliminate the noise. Redefine what productivity means for you. Redefine what productivity means for you. What productivity means for me may be very different from what it means to you. So don't use my definition or somebody else's definition of what productivity means and then put it on yourself, and then you are creating this false sense of expectations, which create the stress and the overwhelm that you're experiencing or may be experiencing. So redefine what productivity means to you, and based on that definition, do the thing. And if you suffer with procrastination, I'm going to give you the only solution for those who suffer with procrastination. I suffered with procrastination a long time ago. And the only cure to it is to just act, go, and do. Period. If you don't feel like doing something, go, act, and do. I don't feel like waking up today to get this, to do this thing. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Do it anyway. Kill procrastination. Kill this thought process of, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like reaching my goals. I don't feel like redefining what legacy means for my family and the generations to come. I don't feel like, making this a better place for my children. I don't feel like serving my clients. Put it to the side, guys. Put it to the side, right? It's not about how you feel. I don't feel. That's not even part of the conversation. So stop yourself in your tracks when you start feeling like, I don't feel like doing this. No. I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna do it anyway. Okay? Again, we're talking about lighten the load mentally and physically. We're talking about how to avoid being disrupted and how to be the disruptor and how to look for opportunities to disrupt. You got to disrupt yourself first. You got to disrupt your thinking first. so that you don't become your own distraction or disruptor based on what external factors are telling you, or whatever external factors are taking place right now in the economy, that those things are not going to be a hindrance on you taking this business that you're building to still do what you got to do to get to the goal and to reach the vision. Again, especially if you're working a 9-to-5 job, especially if you're an entrepreneur working in somebody else's business, because we already know those things are not your security. You are your security. You are your opportunity. You are your option, right? But we have to disrupt our thinking in order for us to do things different and lighten up our load mentally and physically so we can show up differently in order for us to still reach the vision, still get the goal, regardless of what's happening externally. I hope this makes sense. I want you to tap into positivity and possibility. Tap into positivity and possibility. You are your greatest potential. You have buried, untapped potential within you that is waiting to be unleashed, released, right? So tap into that potential, tap into the possibility of who you are and who you were designed to be. Tap into positivity, feed your mind with good things. And that may mean turning off the noise. One in particular, the news. Okay? Empty your backpack. Empty your backpack. Whatever you're carrying in your backpack that's holding you down, weighing you down, whatever's in your purse that's holding you down, weighing your shoulder down, let it go. Drop the rocks. And when I say drop the rocks, it could mean a few things. It could mean drop the things that you know are not working in your business and find a different thing to do. So drop what's not working in your business and find something else to do that generates revenue, that brings profit, that brings lead, that allows you to serve your clients at a different level with excellence and greatness, right? But you got to empty the backpack. You got to empty the purse that's full of the rocks. Rocks could also be expectations that you've created for yourself. The rocks could be what you perceive to be competition. So you are doing things in your business that you shouldn't even be doing, but you're doing it because somebody else told you to, or because you saw it, or because you piecemealing 3 or 4 different people's strategies together, trying to make it work for yourself, but it's not working. So you create an overwhelm. So those rocks could be overwhelm. Rocks could be stress. Rocks could be comparing yourself, right? Rocks could be your inability to forgive yourself or forgive someone else. What rocks do you have on your backpack that's holding you down, that's not allowing you to lighten your load mentally and physically? What rocks are you carrying in your purse that's holding your shoulder down, that doesn't allow you to lighten the load mentally and physically? So you can think differently, so you can think higher and believe bigger. So you are not disrupted due to external factors, that you are creating opportunities and options for yourself, right? I hope this is making sense. And no matter what happens, continue to pursue greatness. No matter what happens, continue to pursue greatness. Continue building that business on the side if you are working a 9-to-5 job, because you know the vision and goal. You know the vision and goal is to eventually use this business that you're building on the side to catapult you into exiting that job. That's the goal. Why? You want freedom of time. You want freedom of income. You want the ability to redefine what your day looks and feels like. You want to redefine what legacy means for you and your children and the generations that you will never meet, right? So keep pursuing greatness regardless of what happens outside of your business, outside of your control. You can't do anything about that, but you can do a lot about what's happening within what you can control. So focus on that. Lighten your load mentally and physically. Know how to look at what you're doing in business to figure out how you need to shift and pivot and just not do what you're currently doing if it's not working. Just remember, guys, that life pays you. Life pays you the price that you ask of it. Life pays you the price that you ask of it. So evolve during times of disruption. Learn to evolve. Listen, Abraham Lincoln said a quote that said, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I'm going to spend the first 4 hours sharpening my axe." Charlene says, despite what you heard and despite what you think, time is not on your side. Time is not on your side. And the economy and the disruptions that occur outside of your control do not and will not bend towards what makes you feel comfortable. So you must get yourself prepared now to execute now. Why? Because the treasure you're looking for is in the preparation and the execution. The preparation and the execution. So my question to you today is to ask yourself all week long, ask yourself, how am I going to disrupt myself so I can be and stay ahead of the curve? How am I going to disrupt myself? How am I going to disrupt my business, pivot, change, evolve, so I am ahead of the curve? Because like it or not, shifts are going to happen outside of your control. And all you can do is prepare for it. All you can do is make changes within your business so that you can still get to the vision and goals regardless of what happens out there. All right? So be intention. Do different. Set new expectations. Create your own rules. Create new rules for how you think, how you react, how you decide, and how you do things, how you take action. Then just go and do it. Hope this makes sense, guys. I am Charlene, the CEO and founder of Boss Building Your Way, where we help working professionals and entrepreneurs make 5 and 6 and multiple 6-figure leaps in their businesses using systems, teams, strategy, and real business development education. So you can still get to the vision and still get to the goal without sacrificing your quality of life. So you can think different, think higher, believe bigger, serve greater, impact wider to disrupt the status quo. All right, guys, I'll see you on a different day, a different time. All right, ladies.